Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really digging into something important, not just living longer, but what it truly means to live a vibrant, healthy, full life for as many years as possible. So the big question we're tackling is, how can we actively build that kind of life? A life of extended health and real vitality, making sure those extra years are actually good years. Our insights for this deep dive, they come from a really eye-opening conversation with Bill Gifford. He co-authored Outlive. This was from an interview on the Lead on Purpose podcast. And our mission today is pretty clear. Distill those practical, research-backed habits you can start using, like right away.
Yeah, and that mission feels essential because Gifford makes this crucial distinction right off the bat. It kind of reframes the whole conversation about longevity. It's not just about lifespan, simply counting the years you're alive. What's really critical is health span. How many of those years are you actually living in good health? With quality of life, mental sharpness, physical independence, that's not just playing with words. It means the health advice you follow, well, it has to be super personalized, and it needs to be rooted in consistent everyday stuff, not just, chasing the latest wellness trend.
That distinction, health span versus lifespan, really does set the stage, doesn't it? So, okay, let's unpack the first core habit Gifford talks about, movement over exercise. This one immediately challenges that common idea that being active means, hardcore gym sessions, sweating it out in a structured workout.
Right.
But Gifford's definition, it's much broader. It suggests it's more about weaving activity into your actual life. Think about it. Walking more, taking the stairs, even just standing up regularly, or maybe walking up hills, light endurance stuff. It's about making movement natural, not some separate chore you dread.
Exactly. And what's really compelling, I think, is how impactful those seemingly small, frequent bursts of activity can be. Gifford points out that even fidgeting, just simple fidgeting, has measurable benefits compared to being completely sedentary.
Wow, even fidgeting.
Yeah, it's not just a fun little fact, it's kind of a paradigm shift, right? It means you don't need hours blocked out at the gym to start improving your health. Every little micro movement adds up. It empowers anyone really to start today. Now, step goals like aiming for 10,000 or maybe 15,000 steps a day, they're great, fantastic for most people. But, and this is important, they need to be adapted. It depends on the individual. For instance, someone who runs marathons, well, they'd need way more daily movement than 10,000 steps to get similar health benefits, just because their starting point, their baseline, is so much higher.
Okay, that makes sense. So bringing that back to your daily life, though, the ideal approach, according to Gifford, isn't about totally crushing yourself in one single workout. It's more like having one main movement session each day, maybe 30 to 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
And then supplementing that with all that other incidental movement you sprinkle throughout the day. Standing, walking breaks, stairs. It changes activity from something you have to schedule into just a natural part of your routine, like breathing.
And if we're optimizing movement during the day, what about the flip side, the recovery? That leads us right into the huge impact of sleep quality.
Oh, sleep. It's incredible how often it gets pushed aside, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just pause for a second and really consider how consistent, truly restorative sleep could change things for you. Your mood, your family relationships, even how sharp you are at work.
Absolutely.
But underpins so much, yet, well, we often sacrifice it first.
It's quite striking how deeply sleep connects to our metabolic health. That's a big one. The sources we looked at highlight that even one bad night of sleep can nudge you towards insulin resistance.
Just one night.
Yep. Meaning your body starts struggling to use insulin effectively. And that can be a precursor to a lot of chronic health problems down the line. So this isn't just about feeling groggy. It's about deep physiological stuff happening. And so many things chip away at our sleep, often silently. Or activity levels during the day, sure, but also stress, those unresolved conversations maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Travel, time zone shifts, obviously, and that mental rumination loop. Work projects, unfinished tasks, just playing over and over in your head when you really want to be sleeping.
The rumination.
Yeah.
So frustrating. So, okay, how do we actively make it better? Gifford has some really practical tips here. He suggests trying to go to bed a bit earlier. The idea is to widen your sleep opportunity window. It's basically just the total time you give yourself in bed to actually get that restorative sleep.
Makes sense. Give yourself more runway.
Exactly. And think about evening rituals, too. Like a calming cup of tea, maybe a warm bath, or even using a sauna if you have access. These things actually help your body cool down naturally afterwards, which aids falling asleep. It's about consciously setting the stage for rest.
That's spot on. And interestingly, on the flip side, something Gifford advises against is obsessing over sleep tracker scores.
Ugh. I know a lot of people use those.
They do, and they can offer insights, definitely. But fixating on the numbers like, oh no, I only got a 75 sleep score, ooh, that can actually create anxiety. And ironically, that anxiety can make your sleep worse. It becomes a cycle. So focus on how you feel, the quality of rest, not just a perfect score. He even mentions sometimes sleep restriction, like intentionally limiting your sleep one night to build up sleep pressure, can sometimes be used carefully. It's a technique to help reset really poor sleep patterns and get back on track, but probably best done with some guidance.
Right, maybe not something to just try randomly.
Right.
Okay, so we've laid the foundations, movement throughout the day, prioritizing quality sleep. Let's look at how the rhythms of your day, specifically how you start and end it, can kind of supercharge everything. These are the bookends of your day, as Gifford calls them.
Yeah, the bookends. Let's start with the evening habits. A key one is being mindful about alcohol, especially that last glass.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it feels like it helps you relax initially, it significantly messes with your sleep quality later in the night, disrupts REM sleep, deep sleep.
Right, I've heard that. It fragments sleep.
Exactly. It's also worth remembering that even light exercise, say 30 minutes on a Peloton or a brisk walk earlier in the day, that actually supports better night rest quite powerfully. And here's a tool I personally find incredibly useful: night journaling.
Journaling at night.
Yeah, it's a fantastic way to just unload all that mental clutter, write down worries, maybe plan out the next day's tasks briefly. It really helps prevent that bedtime rumination we talked about, the stuff that keeps you staring at the ceiling.
Like a brain dump before bed. I like that. Okay, so that's the evening bookend. What about the morning? As the sun comes up, we shift to morning habits. Gifford stresses the importance of getting outdoors fairly early for sunlight exposure. It's crucial. Even just a few minutes can make a big difference in setting your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm, and then some light movement. Maybe just walking the dog or a simple stroll around the block. It literally helps clear the cobwebs, mentally and physically. Gets your day off to a much better start.
Absolutely. And to build on that morning routine, Gifford also notes that some social contact early in the day can really boost your mood and alertness. Doesn't have to be intense, maybe just a quick chat. Which raises an interesting point. How can you stack these beneficial habits? Make them work together.
Oh, like habit stacking.
Yeah. Perhaps combine that morning movement, your walk, with some stimulating learning. Listen to a podcast, an audiobook. You're getting sunlight, movement, and mental engagement. It's about leveraging those moments effectively.
That's efficient. Okay, this really brings it all together, and I think it offers a really powerful shift in perspective for how we should approach long-term health. Maybe an aha moment for you listening.
You bet.
This feels like the most crucial mindset shift for longevity.
I think so. A core principle here really is that the goal isn't about chasing perfection. It's not about being flawless every single day, nailing every single habit perfectly. The true objective, according to Gifford's work, is aiming for consistency over time. That's the key. And this reinforces that your routines, your habits, they absolutely should be adjusted to your personal biology, your lifestyle, not just blindly copying some generic wellness trend you saw online.
Right.
This approach, it empowers you to truly integrate these things into your life in a way that actually sticks and can adapt as your life changes. It's sustainable.
So just to recap then, building that life of extended health and vitality, it isn't really about extreme measures or some sudden drastic overhaul of everything. It's much more about making small, consistent, and importantly, personalized changes. Changes in how you approach movement, how you prioritize sleep, and how you structure those crucial bookends of your daily routines.
Exactly. So considering everything we've discussed today, especially about personalization and consistency, here's something to think about. What's one small daily adjustment in your own life, something maybe you haven't focused on, that you could make starting tomorrow? Something to incrementally improve your health span, knowing that even tiny things, even fidgeting, can actually have measurable benefits. What's your first step?